Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen, we're back here today as requested for an updated Bacchus build. Now I'm going to try to cover both tanky Bacchus, support tanky, and also go into the damage Bacchus build. But first I want to quickly go through abilities that kind of matter into building for Bacchus for any new players out there. The core about Bacchus is trying to keep your passive meter filled up. Now to just fill that up in general, you definitely have to pop your Shug over and over, which could take up quite a bit of mana. So building mana items are quite helpful, just keeping that up for Bacchus, like Best Bit of Valor has both physical protection and high mana on it, and you can also pick up the Shoes of Magi that has a decent amount of mana on it as well. Now, you definitely have the meter stacked up because you're getting the additional bonuses of taking less damage and more magical power. And Bacchus in general has a really great kit. He has an insane amount of damage for no reason. He has a lot of CCs, support abilities, things like that, and built-in protection. So you could build a mage Bacchus and be tanky still. Now, let's get right into it. Now, if you're building, if you're playing Bacchus in Conquest, or just, you definitely have a start item in Conquest. Now, the Watcher's Gift is a little bit more traditional, a lot better pickup for the gold and the increased gold income, since supports are typically behind in gold and XP. This will help you out there. Or you can go to the Mark of the Vanguard looking for early aggression, or you're just fighting against an Ares that has 2 damage over time effects, which this is great to fight against with the passive here. Now, let's just stick with the Watcher's Gift. Going into the boost, like I talked about before, having that extra mana can help you out there. Make sure you can keep popping your 1, since it does take up quite a bit of mana. And also, the recent patch, it gives the additional plus 10 magical penetration. Look like a really great item to pick up in any and all magical damage dealers. Or you can go into the travel shoes, you're kind of looking for increased gold income and also just faster rotations. Of course, you get the movement speed, additional movement speed is only out of combat, so just kind of keep that in mind. But once you're out of combat, you can make faster rotations. Now, you can go to the more traditional build style with the Sovereignty, looking for the team fight oriented item, giving you the 20 magical protections for your allies and also yourself. The aura effect also applies to yourself. Don't forget about that. So you can go to the Sovereignty, and then you can go to Hardwood Amulet. Now, if you're not really afraid of the enemy mage, like let's say it's just they only have 1 mage, it's just their mid laner, and it's more of like a Raw or a Giannis that doesn't really do too much damage, you're not really afraid of it, you could probably skip the Hardwood Amulet and you could build into a different item that you prefer to pick up. And now you can probably go into the Winged Blade if the enemy team has slows that you really are, like they have like a shock or outpost or something. Mostly just to counter slows. This is a really great utility item. For a low cost, you're getting a lot of stats. 300 HP, which is huge. Cooldown reduction, increased movement speed, attack speed, not too useful, but the other stats are really great. So this is looking like a really great utility item. Now, you can go into other optional items. Let's just keep Hardwood on, just for the sake of building. Just keep that on. You can go to other optional items to shut down enemy ADCs, assassins, whatever they have with the Midgardian Mail. A really great situational item to pick up. Or you can go with the Hide of Nemedian Lion on top of the Midgardian Mail, or just to replace in the item slot. You can pick that up as well to help just kind of shut down the ADCs, reflect some of that damage back. Or you can go to the Best Bit of Valor. Now you can pick this up, like I said before, like if you're not really afraid of the enemy mage, you can pick up the Best Bit of Valor at this point, or you can maybe still pick it up after Hardwood Amulet. On certain game modes, maybe not Conquest, since Conquest supports are just so far behind and the game ends in like 25 minutes. You probably can't get to that point. But other game modes where you have increased gold income and lasts a bit longer, you can probably pick it up at this point if you really want to. Now going into the damage Bacchus, let's just kind of sell everything here real quick. So into the damage Bacchus real quickly. Shoes of Magi. You can probably still look into at least like 1 defensive item just so you don't get blown up right away. For the more damage Bacchus, you can go straight into the Sovereignty. And then after that point, you can go into more of your damage items that you're looking for the damage Bacchus, like Void Stone. Giving you both power and protection, and also the magical protection shred on the aura effect. So that kind of acts like as your penetration item. If you don't want that, you could go into a more heavy penetration item like Obsidian Shard. Spear of Magus, you could maybe use this because the Belch of the Gods, you 3 hits multiple times, so you can apply the stacks of the Spear of Magus with that if you really want to. but let's just kind of stick with the Void Stone for now. Then after this point, you can go into a few spicy items like the Gem of Isolation. The way this works is it works mainly with your 3, right? Since, like I talked about earlier, your 3 hits the target multiple times. So as soon as the first tick of damage is applied to the enemies, they get that 25. Is it 25% slow? Yeah, they get hit by the 25% slow right away, and therefore they can't really run away from you as soon as you start belching on them, just kind of ensuring that you can stun them afterwards. Of course, you have the appropriate passive filled up. Or you can go to Ethereal Staff as your HP item. Ethereal Staff works really well with Bacchus. Since he is a Guardian, he has really high HP scaling, so you get a lot of HP in general, and that HP gets turned into magical power with the Ethereal Staff, making for a really great booster item. Slow Reaver. Slow Reaver works so good with Bacchus. Like I said before, the high mana helps out Bacchus a lot. The passive does an incredible amount of damage in combination with your ultimate on just tanky targets. Really great item to pick up, and then of course you can finish it off with something like a Rod Tahuti. Just for all the magical power in the world you ever want is in the Rod Tahuti. So that's kind of like your damage build, I guess you can say, for Bacchus. Now actives. There's a lot of actives to pick up as a support, right? You have the Wrath of the Gods, Hand of the Gods, whatever you want to call it, for Conquest, if you're still into that, after the recent nerf to it. The Shield of the Underworld, if you're taking a lot of damage from ADCs, you kind of want to just reflect that, and they also can't lifesteal from you. You can pick this up. You can go into the Salvation for Assault, particularly. Or you can go into the Creeping Curse, build it up to Weaken and Curse to shut down healers, and the Feebling Curse to shut down attack speed heavy gods. But you're just kind of looking for this to just kind of slow down the enemy team. That way your teammates can catch up to them. Or you can look into the Heavenly Agility to kind of shut down an enemy like an Alpwash. This is really great against Alpwash since he just slows everybody in the world. This helps be immune to slows for all your allies around you. So that pretty much wraps it up for the Bacchus build video, covering both the tanky support Bacchus and the damaged Bacchus. So before my voice dies, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.